Today we're going to be looking at simple interest. There's two different types of interest that you can get on a GCSE. One is simple interest, one is compound interest. So we're going to start off with simple interest today, and the only way I can get, or I've got students to remember how to remember which is the difference. Simple is simple, compound is complicated. So we start off today with simple interest. So NatWest calculates loans using simple interest. Alex borrows 1,200 with the simple interest of 10% for 3 years. How much will he owe? So as I said, it's simple. So what it's wanting to do to start off with is just work out the 10%. So 10% of 1,200, obviously 10% divided by 10 will be £120. Because it's simple, that is the interest that they will charge each year. So for 3 years, we're going to do 120 times by 3, giving us £360 interest. It says how much will he owe? So that's the interest, remember? So how much will he owe? Well, he's borrowed 1,200 plus the interest that they charge for getting that loan. He will owe at the end of the 3 years £1,560. So as I say, it's quite simple. You find your percentage, and then that's the same for every year. So again, just looking at the same type of example. So John has a savings account from NatWest. It has a simple interest of 5%. And he's put in 2,500. So how much does he owe after the 5 years? So the first step is 5%. So 5% will be, so if you can't, before we do 5%, we'll get 10% because that makes it easier, because we're going to do this non-calculator. So 10% is 250. Remember, to get from 10% to 5%, you half it. So if I half 250, we'll get £125. He's borrowed this money for 5 years. So we're going to do 125. Simple interest, it's simple. Interest stays the same. So £125 times by 5 will be 625. And that is the interest. So how much does he have? So he'll earn 625. So you add that on. So in his bank at the end of this, plus 625 is going to equal, so £3,125 is how much he'll have in his bank. So if a question like this does ever come up, just check what it's asking you. So that's how much he has after 5 years. Sometimes it just asks you for the interest. If it asks you just for the interest, it's looking at the 625. So you got to make sure you check what you're doing on that one. On this one, we've got Joe invested £3,000 at 6% simple interest, and he ended up with £1,080 interest. So that's again important. He hasn't lost money. That's just the interest he's got. So how many years did he invest? So the first bit is we're going to find 6%. And what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to use a calculator to do this question. So remember, 6%. So to do this on a calculator, we can't put percent in. So we change that to a decimal. Remember, divide by 100. So that is 0.06 times by 3,000. So, and it's just finding the 6%, but using the calculator method this time. So 0.06 times 3,000 gives me £180. And then, because this time is how many years did he invest for, I've got a total interest of 1,080. So if I do 1,000 divided by 180, it will tell me how many years you invested for, which is, quickly type that in on a calculator, will be 6 years. Oh, didn't like me doing that. Again, that should hopefully be simple enough with simple interest. Right, so have a go at these questions. They're just, question 1 is just the basic practicing, and then a little bit more worded questions with 2, 3, and 4. Again, pause the video here, have a go at these questions on pen and paper. Again, I practice a couple of them calculator, a couple of them non-calculator, just so you can use either method you want. Pause it now, and I'll put the answer up in a second. Right then, hopefully you've all had a go at that, and just mark your answers. Again, the bit of underlined is, I think a lot of that is the interest, and then your final answers at the end. So, right, with question 1, because it says work out the simple interest, the bits of underline is your simple interest, but I know a lot of people then add it on, and that would be the added on bit there, and then just mark those answers there. Again, can you send me a picture of this on Show My Homework, or send me an email, work that you've done and you marked it, so I can see how you're all doing. Thanks very much.